These are the scenes in Barcelona. And boy, was that a big relief for the Spanish fans who thought as this game go on, maybe it was written in the stars, it would be Argentina adding to their World Cup titles. But a 1-0 win sees them do it, and it's our legendary performance presented by Mobile. We're going to Ferran Torres, who comes on and scores the winning goal. And Cassini had a couple of chances before, didn't he, Macri? He had the header, but then he took this one so well.
Yeah, he's a great foil, isn't he, for Oyarzabal? Oyarzabal has been starting the games, chips in with goals, and then De La Fuente always brings him on, and he always gets in the right area at the right times, and he always gets chances.
Yeah.
It's like Marino, as Craig said before, he had a great chance. You know, people he brings on always in the right positions. And it was Ferran Torres' day today, you know, like it was in 2010 with Andres Iniesta getting the winner. It's Ferran Torres who'll go down in history, and he deserves it. You know, when he came on as sub, sometimes you're upset because you're not starting the game. But when you come on, as Craig rightly said, the one thing you have to do is make an impact, an impact of sort, and he's done that every single time. And I'm thrilled to bits for him.
And he was a bit of a scapegoat after the first game against Cape Verde. They were looking at the chances that he had, and they would criticise him, obviously. Then Oyarzabal, it comes on, and you look at it, and it's kind of come full circle.
Well, he had a bit of a lull towards the end of the season at Barcelona because he kept Robert Lewandowski out of the team. And then he went on I think, 8 or 10 game streak where he never scored, and then he came back again a little bit at the end. He's one of the things, and Hansi Flick really likes him because he can play. His movement along the front line for Barcelona is excellent. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play through the middle. The one thing he's really improved from going back from Man City to Barcelona, and it's been a gradual process, is his finishing. His finishing was always very rushed and raw, and a bit rash in the final third. And that sort of typified him today. That composure. I thought initially he sort of put his laces through it, but he side-footed it. Could easily have put that 10 feet over the bar.
That's what I really appreciate. Well, first the assist from Nico Williams and the cleverness that he made, heading the ball to Ferran Torres. But as you said, you have it's kind of semi-volley, and you put in the side foot in, and he's really strong, precise, accurate. That's really hard to do. And when you play a World Cup final, it's even harder, I guess. And it was his composure was absolutely spot on. That was a good goal, very nice goal.
I think you've got to give Hansi Flick a lot of credit. He's improved a lot of those players.
Definitely.
At Barcelona. Yeah. And they go into the Spanish side with a mentality of attack. Their mentality at club level is to get forward and be creative and
play forward as well. When you receive, play forward.
That's all they do at Barcelona. And we sort of criticise it a little bit during the La Liga season because of the way they defend at times. It's not as chaotic in the Spanish side. They play a high line, but they don't play that crazy high line. But all the players, from the defenders to the midfielders to the attackers that come from the Barcelona side of things to the Spanish squad, they're forward-thinking, positive players who want to get on the front foot. So what he's doing at Barcelona, in a sense, has helped De La Fuente. And he's tinkered with it, and he's put his own little stamp on it. But he's improved a lot of them, and Ferran Torres would certainly be in that category.
I think there is only one star in that team. It's De La Fuente.
Talk to me about him a little more, Frank.
Because I really think that what he was capable of realizing with his team, it's a club team. It's like I saw that with Aimé Jacquet, where it took him like 4 years to build that. We had Cantona, we had Ginola. He didn't pick him from '96 in England. Yeah. And everybody said, come on, the two best players in England, they don't play for France. But they didn't fit into what Aimé Jacquet wanted to create. And that's what it is. And you don't necessarily pick the best player. You play, it's like you make sure it's like a jigsaw puzzle. You make sure it fits. Yeah. And it goes well, and everywhere. And you could see all the substitution. Marino never complained. Scored again, scored another time. Ferran Torres, Nico Williams, Pedri. That was insanely composed together and well thought. So it's why I think that the big star of that Spanish national team is the coach, like Aimé Jacquet. I call him God. Because the guy thought through everything, and I think De La Fuente did.
Look, obviously, what's helped De La Fuente, he's grown up with these kids. Yeah, he knows them inside out, and they know him. Why is that a template that we don't see other countries use more? We've talked about England. We've talked about Tuchel. You look at Carlo Ancelotti with Brazil, failed.
Yeah, but you need the players, and you need the players to be confident on the ball. The fact that you've got 8 Barcelona players who, as Craig said, play football the way we all think football should be played. You get it, you move forward with the ball, you play on the floor, you move. You know, you're always looking forward for a creative pass. The fact that he's got those type of players in the team, and he's got people like Rodri and things like that, it helps when you have those type of ball playing midfielders who just want to get the ball all the time and then want to turn and move forward. That helps. A lot of teams have got really good players, but they're a little tiny bit negative or not confident enough. So their first thought is backwards or sideways so they don't lose the ball. The Spanish think differently. Their first thing is to turn face forward, and where are we going now? And they take chances. They're very brave with the ball. And that's why they're getting the rewards. That's what people need to be. You need to trust yourself a bit more. Spanish players do. Spanish players will take the ball under pressure and just fancy themselves to turn out into space. A lot of other people won't want the ball if they're marked. And I think that's a really nice sign for the
38 matches, they haven't lost a game.
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, we would have thought that Pedri would be on the bench.
I know.
Yeah.
Pedri on the bench. It's like, again, I go back to 98. Patrick Vieira on the bench, captain of Arsenal straight after. Fantastic player in the middle of the park, but you had Deschamps, you had Emmanuel Petit, Alain Bogossian, and you had Patrick Vieira, and that's the same. Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, and Pedri, and you say, what a generation. And you need that. You need, of course, you need to be helped. The coach cannot, if he hasn't got good players, he won't achieve anything. But it's when you have a lot of good players that you have to mix-match your talent. So that was perfect.
You take Lamine Yamal away and they're still a good side.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Still a great side.
You take Messi away and Argentina are not.
Yeah.
We go back to Cubarsí just briefly. One of his struggles, I say struggles, they won La Liga, but one of the struggles they have defensively is he lost Inigo Martinez to Saudi Arabia. And he was an experienced partner for him. He had various partners this year, and in some sense, Laporte's a good foil for him. Even though he's playing,
he's a bit like an Inigo Martinez.
He's experienced,
and he's got a good size on him as well. Yes, and he's got Eric Garcia, and as you said, he's had different people for Barcelona, hasn't he?
Araujo,
Laporte.
And with the national team doesn't play like Barcelona, as you say, the high line that they play for Barcelona.
Yeah, they don't run out crazily.
It's risky. It's so risky, and it put him in danger and a very weird situation at some point. But with the national team, they're secure. They know what to do, and they have Pedro Porro on the right side, Cucurella on the left side. Well,
they were excellent.
They're very good and very good defensively.
But you know, if you'd said today, for Spain, for example, in any games, today the midfield's Rodri, Pedri and Mikel Moreno, you'd be like, today it's Fabian Ruiz, Rodri and Dani Olmo. You'd be like, no problem. I mean, you could get probably 4 or 5 combinations in that Spanish midfield. And you wouldn't sit here and say, what the hell is he doing? You say, well, I can see that.
And even Zubamendi only come on right at the last minute, didn't he? Well, he come on in extra time.
Yeah.
And again, he won the league with Arsenal, big money signing for Arsenal, and he couldn't even get on the pitch. And you're talking about Fabian Ruiz, you're talking about Dani Olmo, you're talking about Pedri, you're talking about Rodri. And of course, they got Zubamendi as well, so they can, any of those three out of the 5. Yeah.
European teams have flexed their muscles. France should have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And they disappointed in the end. But the European teams flexed their muscles.
Yeah. 6 out of 8.
The South American teams, for the most part, Uruguay were terrible.
Yeah.
Brazil were pretty bad. I mean, Brazil got outplayed by this up-and-coming Norway side. Deserved to lose. Yeah. And Argentina had these moments that were exciting.
But you look at Colombia, Switzerland, Ecuador.
Exactly. When you peel back the games that were desperation for Argentina, which they were. England was desperate, 85 minutes. Egypt was desperation. Cape Verde looked like they were never going to be able to go back to Argentina again if they'd lost there. Switzerland was a gigantic bore. But when you peel back the comebacks that they've made and take a real hard look at what they are, they're a skeleton, aren't they? They're really not apart from the bruises and bumps and the kicks.
When it comes to playing football.
When it comes to playing football, neither the Brazilians, and it's unfortunate because, and I suppose it's cyclical, but, you look at Brazil and Argentina as the 2 juggernauts of South American football, and they're I don't know what they're going to be bringing through.
In 4 years.
They're a long way away from looking like they're going to...
If you compare the middle of the park, all the midfield players from Brazil and Spain, you understand why it's easier for Spain to play football. But because I'm sorry, Paqueta, Casemiro, at the end of his career,
Norway dominated Brazil.
Fabinho,
Norway dominated Brazil in the middle of the park.
yeah, but it's normal.
Gab and Jules will be at this desk a little later on to bring us their World Cup podcast to reflect on their thoughts. I imagine there are plenty on what we saw in the final.